if there's something most of us are suffering from is black tax, and I included, number one for Frontline. And this has been a discussion I've been having on my platforms, but I feel like I felt like we had to look at it into deeper roots by even understanding what it means and where does it come from, and then comparing the African version of the entitlement, like you need to take care of your parents, your family, your relatives, so forth, and the difference between that and biblical meanings. And when I was thinking about having this discussion, I came across a video on TikTok where, if you know her, the Fixer movement, she really fixes us. She's the big sister we all deserve to have. She had done, someone had asked her a question and she was responding. And I went through the comment section. I realized so many people have so many questions about black tax. Why is it you can't just say no? Why is it so hard to set boundaries? Why is it that most African parents and relatives feel so entitled to your money and to your help just because you're related and they raised you or they gave birth to you? And some even fear being cut off by their parents, and the worst of it all, being cast. Hey, nikasema, you know what, the Fixer, kuja hapa, and you're huyu. Angie, yes, apart from us, okay, your real name is Angie, right?
Yes.
But we all know you as the Fixer movement. You're our big sister. Aki usayasha kwa big sister. Wewe tukeleleshe tu. Tuko tu hapa zingine hatuta like kwa sababu zingine unachokora roho ndani. But I listen to you religiously. Really? Kwanza your clownisha series. Unatuwekanga mapua hapo ya clown. We are like, hey madam, calm down.
Oh my God.
I'm just nitarekebisha. Yeah. But anyway, first of all, introduce yourself. Say hi to our people. What you do, and where they can find you on your social media. And also, when you finish that maybe can you explain to us what is, first of all, black tax?
Okay. Hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really honored to finally meet you, and I'm so proud of you. In case nobody has told you, so receive your flowers.
I received them. Thank you.
So my name is Angie. Everyone calls me the Fixer. But
I'm Fixers.
I try.
I
fix myself.
Sorry. Or you fix yourself through us.
Through the
but
videos.
Also fix us. Wewe ni fixing. Sorry.
So, of course, I am a born-again Christian and very happy. That's one thing I always love to show off about. So everyone calls me the Fixer. I run a movement on TikTok called the Fixer Movement. And I also have charity. Is it a charity drive that I donate Bibles? It's called Project 66. And and the socials are the Fixer Movement on TikTok and the Fixer Movement on Instagram. That's where I am. And in case anyone wants to donate a Bible, please feel free. And in case anyone needs a Bible, feel free. To ask.
What is black tax according to you?
Honestly, it's just an uncouth and just an unfair, I think, tradition that we've implemented as Africans, which I don't think, because it's not white tax. We never hear of white tax. We just hear of black tax. Just swindling. Is there a white tax?
Why is it not a white tax, blue tax?
Because it's all these things we put on ourselves, and then we just take it upon ourselves that that's the thing. Giving Caesar what does not belong to him in the name of, I think it's emotional manipulation. That's what I define black tax.
Angie, you're a Christian.
Yes.
And you preach to us daily.
Yeah.
And I wanted, the reason why you are the best person to have this conversation with, I think some of us are struggling with understanding if there's a difference between biblical meaning of black tax, which maybe can be stewardship, can be interpreted as stewardship to help your family, and the African meaning part of it. Like, has the Bible spoke about black tax? And if yes, what does it mean?
Honestly, from where I've reached in the Bible, there's no mention of black tax. There's no because the way we perceive black tax is you have to take care of your family. No, we're not obligated to. You can't pour from an empty cup. But we are told to honor our parents. We are told to respect our parents. And also in the same context, parents are instructed to also not push us to the edge and also respect us. In the same verse, I think people just read about honoring the parents and they don't go down like towards there. So there's no mention of that. In fact, what we're instructed to do is take care of orphans and widows. That is the instruction God gives us. That is where the favor comes from. That is where God will help us when we take care of orphans and widows, but not because everyone is an adult and they can make their choices on how they're going to live their life.
So hakuna mahali kwa Bible kumesemekana nisipopea mama yangu ama baba yangu pesa nitakuwa cast.
Hakuna, sijaona so far.
Hujapatana nayo.
Nikipatana ndakuja ni correct. Wacha tusiseme hakuna, but so far sijapatana.
And how would you define responsibility ya mtu ama to honor their parents according to biblically? How would you define honor your parents?
Yeah.
Children, be responsible and take care of your parents.
Yes.
How would you define that? Because I think it's in the Bible. Honor your parents, it is.
But not take care of your parents. That is a parent.
That is the parent who is supposed to take care of their child.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also one thing I want everyone to remember, everyone is a child of God. So God should take care of his children. So why are you telling, everyone is a child of God. Even if right now I got kids, they're children of God. They're not my kids. I'm just a custodian. It's just I'm just the person who brought them to life. But ultimately, ni watoto wa Mungu. They're not,
Narusha mishale.
Exactly.
Atakiwa.
Wakini attack. I fully take care of my mom. My mom is spoiled. She lives in a beautiful house. She's my responsibility 100%, but out of my free will, not out of her guilt tripping me.
Okay. Yeah. And apart from your mom, have you experienced black tax in other way and you've had to put up boundaries ama kusema hapana hii nao siwezi and someone maybe got upset and now they were like amejifanya tumemlea you know how they speak? Have you experienced that?
Luckily for me, being brought up by a single mom, so nobody was entitled to anything. In the beginning, of course, before I set my boundaries, my mom had sort of like tried to do that. But then because I'm very firm, I put an end to it when I cut it off. Like, I will only take care of you to some extent, because you cannot pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
But you've seen, like, I could see like relatives trying to manipulate me, but not in a like forceful way. It was always like in a very like sweet way. Oh, you're our child and all these things, especially from my dad's side. Yeah. Or also, I feel like also black tax is like, we go to a restaurant, you invite me to a restaurant, you've invited me or my cousin or you're my aunt, and then you expect me to pay for the bill, and you've invited me. Yeah.
That's actually black tax.
Yes, it is.
Why do
because
people do that?
They do that. And so I don't meet people anymore.
Yeah. You end up avoiding people.
Yes.
So for me, Angie, I've met black tax through so many ways. Mimi naena kwanga mwenda wazimu. So through relationships, I've taken care of my boyfriend's mom, my boyfriend's siblings. You pay their school fees. You start doing some small renovations kwa mama ya mzee.
Honestly, with the revelation I have now, before I would have said you're a clown. You are still a clown for doing that. But also it goes deeper to just the sense of belonging. You wanted the sense of belonging.
Unataka kufeel you belong here.
Like, and so you went about it the wrong way, because whether you do something or not, they will still
like, that's why most people do that. Unataka usikue disowned.
Yes. Especially if maybe, for example, you didn't grow up in an environment of love, then you are bound to do these things. Because I've also done this kind of things, but now for friends, hanging around friends, like giving them my things so that I can just feel like, oh, I'm part of something.
Yeah. And also you don't want them to feel like left out.
Yes.
So with me, I've experienced, now that is the relationship part of it, and also I don't know why I always feel like I owe mtu yoyote ananisaidia. I'm recovering pole, but I've always felt like just because Angie came through for me a particular time, now I owe her. And now unajikuta you go out of your way, unakopa. Sometimes you are in a situation like Angie maybe wanted you to help her out with something and you genuinely weren't in a position to, ama you didn't have, you end up even getting into debts. Because sasa nikidisappoint Angie, Angie unajua ni yale ni Nairobi, ama ashai ni host sasa nilikuwa nahitaji. Because that is my story. I've been now in that position where I felt like mtu alinifanyia hivi, now I am obliged to step up in this way. But unakuta, I don't know why, and I also want to ask you, is it a cultural thing ama a burden? Why unakuta ni sawa ulinisaidia Angie genuinely, and I'm so grateful, but why do you feel the need? Because I feel like ndio hata uweze kukua entitled, because there is this part of entitlement that comes with black tax. Mtu anashinda kukupigia, like I experienced this towards the end of last year. They call every issue, mpaka gas, mpaka sapa, mpaka nini. Someone is just constantly call, nieke 4K, nieke 2K, nieke 250, and I feel bad because some of these people hata mtu hawezi kupigia kukuuliza, sasa Angie, hi Lydia, unaendeleaje? Job iko aje? Wewe uko aje? Niko tunakupigia kuambia hi, and they hang up. Even such a call mtu atamalizia na nasuniekeza sapa. So even seeing their call unakuwa triggered because you've never had a genuine call from this person. And now that is where entitlement comes from. And once you start cutting them off, ignoring their calls, ignoring their messages, there's some guilt that comes with it. First of all, can you help us define if it's a cultural thing amongst Africans, ama it's just a burden from people who when mtu amekusaidia and now they feel like you owe them. Nilikusaidia and now you have a debt. What is it? Is it cultural ama it's an individual kind of thing that nilikusaidia, so I'm expecting you to come through for me. Yeah.
So there's different ways to look at it. Number one, nilikusaidia, so I expect you to come through for me. I didn't tell you to help me. You made a choice.
I didn't ask you.
I didn't put a gun to your head. Nisaidie. So that is the thing. Like I always have, I never have expectations on people. I never get mad because obviously offense, then it builds up other things. So I'm just like, if you help me, you don't help me. Like if I'm in a position to help you, I will help you. But if I can't help you, I can't help you. Then you shouldn't feel bad. You shouldn't feel bad because you're not able to come through for somebody. What if you die? This is why you cannot rely on people. Because you can't say, and this is what I keep telling people, you can't say, let me call this person and sort out. What if you call them and then our predicament? Actually, you reminded me of something. Every time someone calls me and I know they have the trend of, I always ask them first. I'm like, okay, it's so nice you've called me kwa sababu hata sikuwa hata na bob, hata sikuwa na airtime.
The counter attack.
Yes. They ask you for money. Then you're just like, please, Aki, please, you have to help me. Please help me. Please, I don't even know what to do. So, of course, the conversation changes.
So, is it a cultural thing as
I think it's just a lack of knowledge. And I think I think also it trickles down from this. Because if you don't end it, then it trickles down to your kids. Because they see what you're doing and then they continue doing that themselves. Yeah. So you just have to say no to it. Nobody's going. Let me tell you, nobody has the capability. Everything happens to us because we permit it. Nobody can do anything to you unless you allow it. If somebody is not associating with you because you're not helping them, then honestly, seriously speaking, and that's why even all the relationships are so transactional. Like I can't just call you and just check up on you genuinely.
Yeah. Even a parent.
Yeah.
Those parents who feel entitled, nilikusomesha, niliuza ngombe.
You didn't write them a letter. There's a time I told my mom, I did not choose to be in this family. So if you and my dad have issues, because they used to have issues before my dad passed away, it was always a struggle of power. Like, oh, your mom did this. Oh, your dad did this. And I said, wananieka katikati as a firstborn. And I told both of them, listen, me was not there when you people met. So me, you chose me, I didn't choose you. So you guys sort out your issues. I'm not going to dislike either of you, but you people sort out your issues. Yeah. No, but you didn't ask to be born. They made that choice.
And does that also translate to wazazi wengine, they choose to have kids so that they can have these favors in future when these kids are adults? Because you find that mtu atasema suzae mtu atakusaidia ukiwa mzee.
In fact, the people who do that,
is that like a whole meaning to have a like? Is it a validated meaning to have?
No, it's not.
A reason to have a child.
People actually, the people who do that are the ones who trick men into getting them pregnant, thinking that they're going to help them financially. Then the men bail out, and then now they're
Wow.
By the time you decide to have a child, you should be able to take care of the child, whether or not because this is the one thing that people don't understand. People die. I
said that yesterday.
Yeah.
He might be a responsible dad, but
then he dies.
Die, and
this is also the notion that women, I think we've normalized to think that men are providers. They are not. They're just a vessel of provision. God is the ultimate provider. So once you think about that, then you're going to get into any relationship knowing whether this person is broke or not, he's not the provider. It's God who's the provider. That's why
God's favor upon
it's God.
Him.
Yeah, you're the one who brings the favor. It's even written in the Bible. Don't marry. You can marry a broke man, but don't marry a lazy man.
Yeah.
Simple.
My God.
Yeah.
So Angie, and one thing I think now with entitlement, one thing, oh God, this topic is so triggering to me because I'm currently going through it.
Yeah.
And I am having hard time setting boundary, and also the guilt that comes with saying no. Because sometimes, whatever you're asking could be so little, 500, 1,000, and God has blessed me, and maybe I'm in a position to have that, and I could help you. But sasa zingine unakuta tu mtu, that is all they ask from you. And then unajua kuna ile unasaidianga mtu ukihope that utamtoa step 7 umvurute aingie step 8. So the next time maybe they ask for help, wamemkwama step 11. But hii kushinda ukivuta mtu ukimsaidia, but they're just stuck. Hajisaidi. So ni kama mtoto mdogo, the way maybe every time a parent knows lazima ulipe school fees, maybe lazima ubuy some books, shoes, these kids grow, lazima ushinde ukinunua manguo, rent as an adult. So una feel like, haya, kwani I have a child. Like, are you my mom? Did you become a child to me? My child, my sister, my dad. And then when you say no to these people, why is it that they don't understand that it's okay for you to say no, whether or not you have that which they're asking you?
Because number one, you have said it's okay for you to treat me like this. You have to teach people how to treat you. You have said it. Yeah. Because honestly,
but why does it feel? Why do you feel so guilty when you say no?
Because even me, I used to feel like that. So you have to channel your love to people who will appreciate it. So every month, go to a children's home quietly and spend the day with the kids, and iyo kitu yote itakutoka. The guilt will leave you. Because there's no way you can tell me. Even me, when people ask me for help and people message me like, oh, on TikTok, I'm like, go sell your phone. Ask me to find you a buyer for your phone, because if
you have a smartphone to DM me, then
you can afford. You're not sleeping hungry, and you have to. And this is why you have to pray for discernment, because people will use you. People love to use other people.
Acha nikwambie Angie, I used to get I still get them.
Yeah.
I used to post people's stories. Mnaambia, oh, nimefanywa hivi, niko hosi, oh, nimefanywa hivi, nimefungiwa mahali fulani, and I would ask people to help, to move this person, to pay bill, until I got scammed thrice. I and my Instagram story followers, my 17k people. And when you realize that, I'm like, guys, sasa niende niwaambie tuliskamiwa. Ama what happened? And I think that is where unaanza kukua na roho ngumu. And because people are not genuine.
Yeah.
People are not genuine, and also people don't understand that kuna vitu zingine unaweza solve peke yako. You can go upewe kazi mahali kibarua hata ufulie mtu nguo upate 300 400 ununuliwe watoto wako chakula. But why are you so lazy? Like
and also the person you're helping, they can come and clean your house, you pay them. They
but
can run your errands.
Like
they don't suggest that, and they would go and work for somebody else. Let me tell you something, don't change being a good person because of people. Because you're taking it, that is your being authentic. You're generally a nice person. Now, the solution to that is I keep telling people, pray for discernment. Because sometimes you're interfering in God's punishment and God's lesson to someone. Yeah. Kwa sababu, at that point, God is punishing this person and they're suffering the consequences of their actions, and then you're interfering with that. And then now you take up the burden. And then the problem about this black tax and whatever, people, they bewitch you with your own things. That's why it's good to pray for discernment. People will take your money and they will say, lead will never succeed. Yeah. So you have to ask God, should I give? Me, I'm a very generous person. But you will not swindle me. I always tell God, confirm to me. And sometimes even God randomly tells me, send this person money. These times I'm even walking and then God is like, go and wipe out your account, go and take to this person. Evo too. But you see, this person has not even asked. You can't help God to do his work. You cannot.
Now, Angie, I don't know if you have ever gotten such DMs where our to Gulf, those people who go to Qatar, Dubai, Saudi Arabia to work there, and maybe they leave watoto wao na wazazi ama siblings, because that is one of the things. I feel like hata DMs zako haukuangalia. Not DMs, comment kwa hiyo video niliona yako umefanya. So like around 3 or 4 comments watu walikuwa wanasema mimi kwanza niko Gulf na shindo nikiitishwa hii mshahara hata uwezi save. Mwingine alikwambia I have 2 more years to go and I have no savings. Narudi Kenya.
When I need to go back to that video. There's so many people.
Your video ndo ilifanya was like, hey, watu wa Gulf wana suffer because you left mtoto wako na mamako. But I don't know why our moms, our African parents, they are so, and uliniachia mtoto wako. So chakula, nini, school fees. And have you seen these stories? Watu wa Gulf wanarudingi unakuta mtoto wako anakaa chokora.
How comes nobody has taken that business idea afungue to a home and a charge parents?
There's a lady, sijuka unamjua on Instagram aitwa Mama Kebobo. Sometime last year alikuwa amesema I'll open a school
where you can leave your kids.
Una drop mtoto wako hata 5 years atasoma, but also atakula na itaka kama itakuwa soma with good activities that tutakuwa tafeel ni kama home. Cause I think so many people when you wameenda hizo biashara they are suffering in terms of wako exploited with black tax. They are, and you know umeachia mtoto wako and first of all umeenda huko ndio mtoto wako asome ama akule ama avae vizuri, and then unarudi home hata kanyumba uliacha ka 2 bedroom kajengwe hakuna.
You know, sometimes it's even cheaper for you to even get a maid and take your child to Gulf. When you think about all the money you're spending raising to zote za black tax, it's just that I think people are operating from emotions. And one thing I always tell God, separate, because knowledge makes you wise. Me, I'm not an I am very sympathetic and I have empathy, but I'm not emotional. I if you come with me at me with tears, they will not move me. You understand? I will ndakwa like pole, but it will not. I'm not an emotional giver. You will cry. I'd rather even someone comes and tells me, by the this is a situation, can I have some money in Tampatia? But if you come and start crying to me, this is happening to me, and you're crying and you're being emotional, trying to like manipulate with your emotions, I will not.
Okay, there's also this aspect of umeolewa umekutana na mtu mwanaume, as ladies now. Kumbe huyu mtu ndio alikuwa provider kwa back home kwa mama yake. He's the go-to son. And then now mnafahamu jenge boma because now you guys are together, married, nini mnajenga familia. And then the attacks women in this position receive from the in-laws, because now unakuta watu wametumwa ushagoa kuja wakae na wewe. And I feel like nobody poses to think like ni sawa, maybe your brother alikuwa your go-to person, maybe your son alikuwa your go-to person, but sasa kuna familia yake. Why do parents and siblings and relatives to this son or even daughter sometimes happen because it has no gender preference. Black tags unaweza kuta hata you as a daughter you are the wewe ndio go to person kwa familia yako. Why don't people pause wajiulize ai na sasa si Angie ako na life yake by the way sasa yako na boma yake and why is it that it is sold the fear is sold in terms of curse. Ati mimi ni mother-in-law so utaniheshimu ulichukua mtoto wangu wewe unamwambia sijui nisaidiwe because again that is where most people especially when kama wewe ndio umeolewa ama umeoa huyu mtu mwenye ndiye alikuwa the go to son or daughter they wanashindango kumaneuver that situation. Talk to them because why can't you just say but again also it depends with the other person also, boundaries zake.
Yeah, and also this is where involve God. You keep on
how do you involve God now?
Ask God, is this my person before you get married?
Oh yeah. Gosh,
because Jesus. If it's your person,
but kama tu ni mtu mzuri Angie,
there's nothing like that. People pretend that they are good but they are wicked.
No, he could be genuinely good but amekuwa
so these
financially.
are the discussions that you should have in the beginning of the relationship. What is the financial situation?
See favorite colors.
How many people conversation?
No favorite
How
food.
many people do you support? What is your income? What is my income? What are the projects? What are your debts? You know, kwa sababu sometimes some people they're so deep in debt lakini wengi hapo kwa sababu umepelekwa kidogo kwa restaurant. People don't like having the hard conversations and it's important kwenda hata marriage counseling in the beginning ndio uavoid hizi vitu zote. Same thing that I also usually tell people who come and say I'm a single mom and all these things, this person left me. I think we usually see the red flags but we ignore them because of we just want that companionship.
Yeah.
So you just settle. But the bed sheet is there, the curtains are there, everything is there umeoneshwa. But you're just going in. So these conversations, when you have them in the beginning, I usually have very tough conversations. And that's why like
kuuliza mtu deni yangu nitajibu aje.
Me usema this is how much I owe, this is how I got this thing and all that. It's very very important. And also like for someone like me because I'm an only child, like for my mom, I have siblings but stepmom. My mom was the first wife. So I always, and someone comes from a big family, we always have to have a middle ground. We are not hosting anybody in the house. If people need help, we will accommodate them in a bedsitter somewhere for 1 month ujipange, but nobody is coming to live with us. We are not taking care of anybody. Like those are the things that you need to discuss from the beginning because I don't have anybody depending on me at home. Unaona? And if you are taking care of these people, because when you love someone, pia hizo nini zinakuwa zenyu. When you're taking care of people, how much money are we setting aside kupatia watu? Because the day you lose a job, that is going to be my responsibility. I'm not going to break up with you because I own a job. Si mimi ndio ndachukua hiyo mzigo sasa nianze. Yeah. People don't talk about it because you are swindled by affection. Oh, you've done this, you've done that. The sex is great and that's why I keep telling people abstain. Because you're not going to be, confused. And do it after you get married.
Yeah.
You'll avoid so many things.
Yeah. Do you also think that black tax iko kwa sisi millennials sana than Gen Zs? And do you think there's a shift in
iko everywhere? Because the Gen Zs text me.
Because I feel like the fact that people are asking there might be a shift.
Hii kitu imekuwa forever. It's been there. And it goes from generation to generation. And sometimes, unfortunately, you find yourself in it because... Say, for example, if I give, the reason why I have taken so long not to get a child is because I have to have money to get the child, irrespective of me being married or not married.
Me too.
Yeah. By the time the child is 18, they'll be driving a car, they'll go abroad to school.
Fund.
Yeah, they'll have a trust fund.
They're not starting from scratch.
They're starting from 100.
Yeah.
So already I've set up them and their future generation. And also, it's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
It's not like, just because I've bought you a car, you'll fuel it, you'll service it. I'll pretend that I've taken a loan for you to get the car, but I've bought it for you full price. Uni. Yes, uni. And I'm not going to pay my children to do chores in the house. I'll pay them to read books. Because now you're rewarded because you did the dishes. Already you're implementing slavery from a young age. Instead of paying someone, read for me a book, analyze it. I had a conversation with a billionaire. I happened to work for a billionaire, and he was telling me, it's so different the way we raise our kids and the way they raise their kids. Sisi, school holidays, you take them to shags. Wanaosha vyombo, wanaosha nyumba, wanafanya all these things. Instead of taking them like to an office, learn skills so that they can be responsible.
And I feel like that's why China iko so ahead. Unajua juzi nilikuwa na watch ni wapi ni TikTok. Wanatokea shule saa 2. Ati wametengeneza sijui tundege. Mtu tunauzango like 150 bobuku kwa streets. Yani wako na project. Kutengeneza tundege, utu gari, sijui utu makeup, utu mira. And I'm like, sisi mbona tunapeleka kuosha vyombo?
Mtoto ataishi in full potential. If right now you did not have responsibilities, you would have so many projects.
Na venye CBC wanaitisha wazazi mayai.
Imagine. But nasema, if right now, as a child, I know I don't have to take care of my parents, I would go after what I want. That money, you travel the world, you get exposed, you meet people. You know, and this is what I keep telling my sister. I really empower my sister, and I tell her, travel the world. You know, you're young. Don't worry about giving anyone money. Yeah. Me, I don't know how to cook.
Me too.
I've not even bothered how to learn how to cook because I can hire somebody. Those things, they don't matter.
I
mean, all the people I dated, they always cooked. I lived with someone for 3 years. He cooked every day, so it's not about that. That's not the criteria Atiku. And he used to take care of all the bills, but still used to cook na sijamkalia. So I think we need to change the norm also from us. We need to teach the kids like vitu zenye zitawa empower. Because saizi nikianza kupata mtoto niseme, work hard so that you can build me a house. That is what they're going to aim for in life. No, work hard so that you can put yourself through school is better than work hard so that you can build me a house. You know, if we were being told, you know, when you get your degree, when you get your PhD, when you get your masters and all these things, it will open doors for you. Say unaambia mtu wewe fanya job ndio, the dream for every person ni kujengea mamake nyumba. That is so embarrassing. It's embarrassing because what were you doing as a mother? What is that? And this is why unapata saizi watu wakifanya their parents something, it has to be publicized. It has to be publicized.
Such a blessing.
Yeah, it's not. First of all, they're not supposed to put you in that situation.
Black tax.
Ni black tax.
But sasa Angie, like genuinely, how would you say no to a parent? Mutu kwanza nao, you've already gotten them used to. They ask, they receive. They ask, you send.
Before nikiwa kwa dunia sasa sikuwa nimeokoka na msichukue hii advice mbata mkichukue. Nilikuwa nasema sit your parents down and say we've had a pay cut. Nilikuwa nalipwa 100k sasa nalipwa 10 ama sina job.
You have to lie.
Yeah, which is bad. Don't lie, but just say no. Tell God to give you the wisdom and you can say no. Because me keep telling them, and you see this is a thing, parents also don't release children. So unapata mtu ako kwa bondage, ni kama uko kwa bondage kwa sababu
and the guilt tripping of niliuza
it's so wrong, it's manipulation.
Kwani mimi sasa
imagine can you believe hakuna mtu ako na capacity ya kukukasi.
Unakuta mtu umefanya kazi 20 years and you have nothing for yourself to
it's
show
so
for
embarrassing.
Ni ukajengea mamako, ukasomesha sister zako wawili, mtoto sijui anko yako akaenda surgery wapi, because I feel like some parents wanaanzanga extend your black tax, wanasema hebu nipigia Angie.
To some extent I also go through that. It's not like I don't go through that also because I take full responsibility of my mom. I usually give a disclaimer. Just know that when I get married, my finances will be tied elsewhere. So I can't start saying like now I'm spending 60k on you every month kulipa nyumba. So siwezi anza kwamba mtu, you know, I can't spend this. This is I'm giving this atashanga mwenyewe maybe labda afanyangi kitu kwao.
But in plain words, please talk to that person who is feeling so guilty to saying no. They have realized now that, you know what, this person is using me. This person has come to a point of feeling entitled to pesa yangu, and that because I'm maybe their sister, their daughter, their whatever, I'm supposed to take care of them. So, and I feel guilty because I think this is the bridge that separates you from setting a boundary or continuing with this journey of utaishi take care of people and utawai kuwa na something to show for the work you've done. Umeishi kufanya kazi kwa ofisi au kupigiwa makelele, but you have nothing to show for yourself. Because for me, I feel like if I think about the money I've used on the boyfriends I've had in the past, their siblings, their kids with the other baby mamas, people that
Lydia the builder.
Kai Mungu Baba, tusamehe sisi tulikuwa wajinga. So if you think like hiyo pesa, sasa unafikiria like kai, niyo pesa ningekuwa naiweka kwa akasako somewhere. Do you know what a millionaire you would be?
Ungekuwa unatoa kwa church.
Ama
children's
home.
Ama
unasaidia to like a very deserving person. The kind of blessings you would attract. Now, and also talking of blessings, I think that is how parents and relatives manipulate you into kusaidia mama yako and this black tax thing.
Before you even blessings come from obedience. If you obey what God is telling you and listen to the voice, that hakuna any other criteria blessings.
Wazazi wako they're the second God. Is it your mom? Your mom is your second God.
But you shouldn't idolize them. Respect them but don't idolize. God is a God. Hakuna kitu kama hiyo. Please. Hey, Jesus. Ni kama the same way utasema you're not going to live a relationship unachapwa kwa sababu you're not going to survive out there. You're already idolizing the man. We idolize affection, we idolize fear, we idolize all these things, and the only person you're supposed to idolize is God. If anything, nobody has the capability of cursing you. They just instill, they have no power. They're human beings like you. Unaweza curse mtu sahi. You can only, let me tell you, those things will be effective, and this is why I keep telling people, don't agree with people's things. If someone insults you, even you right now, when people attack you online, just make sure that you disagree with it. Speak it out. There's a book that I'm reading about covenants. No, don't ignore, because those things, it means that you are in agreement because you are quiet. People say that silence is just keep quiet na nini, but before you keep quiet,
silence is wisdom.
No, keep quiet, but disagree. Ukiona comments zangu mingi musema, do you boo, but I disagree with this. May it be a record on heaven and earth that I've disagreed with this statement. Because keeping quiet means you've agreed with it. And that's how people get attacks. Life is spiritual. The only time you're going to be cursed is when you agree with that.
So how do you respond to your mom telling you, unataka kunisaidia na mimi ni mama yako? Utawafanikiwa hizo vitu unatafuta.
Unamwambia tu asante, but you're not God. With all due respect, mom, you're not God. Wacha basi nipeleke pesa kwa kanisa tuone kama ni wewe utanikasa ama ni Mungu ata. What if tungekuwa tuna relate kama Mungu angekuwa natukasi juu atupeleki tithe na sadaka?
Si shout sana.
Kwa nini tunakuwa wajinga?
Unafanya watu wameangaliana.
Exactly. Kama Mungu angekuwa natupanish all the time yenye anasema if you don't bring, and this is a kind of manipulation, pia una manipulate your home na pia pastor anakumanipulate. If you don't give tithe, honestly, I help a lot, but I'm not emotional. You will tell me anything, I'll say I'll disagree.
Okay. So you've said there's no biblical
for me, I've not seen it yet.
You've not seen it.
Yeah.
The only point it says that honor your parents.
Your father and mother. It's the only commandment that comes with a promise. But also parents are also, I wish I could find that parents, you're also in pia nyinyi. No, I have to read it. Ikwapi? Nikipe simu yako ni. It was somebody give me a phone. Ama yangu tu hapo. Inasema in Ephesians 6:4, parents are not allowed to provoke their children. Okay? But bring them up in the training and admonition of the Lord. Our Heavenly Father sets the example by publicly honoring his son more than once, according to different scriptures. So inasema hivyo, okay? Those of us with children especially should take time to study this section carefully. Do we treat our children with dignity and respect? Because they are also made in the image of God. How can you curse God? Nobody can curse you. But if you believe something is for you, nobody can tell me that. I know who I am. How can you? So if I was jobless, so what would you be doing? If right now, always think about, take your money where it's appreciated, where there's no strings attached. Go to a children's home. In fact, when you want to get favor from God, go to a children's home without putting it public. The way people do it for the gram. Go quietly and say you've been sent by anonymous angel investor to bring this, and this person amesema anataka kulipa one person school fees. Let me tell you, your life will change. Watu watashindwa kweli unafanya nini kupata do. People don't know this. It's not, yes, you can work hard na hizi vitu zote, or if life is going bad unasema it's because you're not giving your parents money. You're idolizing your parents. Na tumeambiwa don't worship idols kwa Biblia. You're idolizing your parents because you fear your parents more than God. How?
And also there's this notion of people will start saying, if maybe you set these boundaries or you've known what kind of people your parents are, unakuta mtu ako wealthy ama stable, financially and anaanza kusengenywa na wengine, huyu anajifanya anaendesha hiyo gari na hata saidiangi mama yake. I think also it comes from your shame na your societal guilt tripping that Anji, mbona unaendesha Range Rover, mama yako bado anaishi nyumba ya mabati.
Wacha nikuoneshe kitu.
Because I know a person who goes through that, but also people don't understand, and he's a man, but also people don't understand how much his mom took him through hell. Even through school, alikuwa anaenda akiombanga school fees. Because the mom alikuwa anapata do, anaenda na wanaume wengine, anapata do. But he helps, but not ile like, ati sasa ana-uplift mama yake, your life. Uwezi lala njaa, but I'm not going to
do beyond that.
Yeah.
Inasema hapa Psalms 1:5 says, whoever slanders their neighbor in secret, I will put to silence. Whoever has haughty eyes, gossip. God anachukia slanderers. So first of all, you as a person who is slandering someone else,
and
you're going to be destroyed. Yeah. Mind your business. I keep telling people, that is why I don't understand how people even have the audacity to talk about other people. You have no idea what's happening. What if your mother allowed your father to molest you as a child? And then so you're supposed to go and help them out.
Because people are carrying traumas out here. And especially men.
People have a lot of trauma. People, and also the people who are helping out, honestly, it's your fault. Because you're seeking validation. Because if somebody is continuously insulting you,
and it's affecting your life.
What are you doing there? Also make a choice. Yeah, because whether or not you help them, they're still going to say. Also, we should learn like me right now. I always tell my mom, if I'm not working, how are we going to eat? Si utasurvive na pia mimi nitasurvive. Kila mtu atajipanga kivyake na Mungu atatupea pesa. So why then they shouldn't be? Don't ever think that I'm going to take care of you. You just always enjoy the moment. Yeah, enjoy the moment, but save your money. When you get money, save it. Table stand, anything could happen.
Yeah,
like I broke my leg in September, so kama ingekuwa nimebreak both legs, how would I have worked? Na nasa hiyo na support watu home.
Okay. How can one navigate the spiritual weight of setting these boundaries and saying no? Especially, sisi millennials ni people pleasers.
Yeah.
Some of us are recovering, others are still deep into it. And that guilt and that the way the parents the people you're giving this black tax to wanaku guilt tripping. So we assume huyo mtu hajui kuset boundaries, hajui kusema no, hajui the spiritual aspect of these people cannot curse you, ask for spiritual discernment. How can they like yani ka point Kenya wanaanza unagurumishaga gari ndio uanze journey. Where can they start? Is it Bible? Is it ujiseparate? Because I find like pia watu wengine, like for me, I have no problem unfamiliing, and I have no problem
being alone.
I have no attachment issue. So it was easy for me to speak about my family online because I'm like, I'm one person, nimesuffer. And these people walineka into some of the problems that I went through. But I feel like so many people don't know how to disappoint people. Kuna hii sijui ka ulisikiza umeona hii clip online like ni Viola Davis, disappoint as many people as possible. In fact, make it a lifestyle to disappoint people, especially where you have choices of either disappointing yourself or people. But hey, hiyo ni news.
So start
kwa
off
watu wengi.
First of all, anza kujiheshimu.
How do you still
answer? You have to just make a choice, but also usually tell people invest in something else that is going to take your finances. Then enroll for a course. Just don't have the money. Put a standing order for your bank and put it in a pension fund and you toa. Like put it in a deduct. Like me, I always have an amount deducted whether somebody dies or not, and then always set like a small figure and say, you know what, because you want to help people, don't go beyond that amount.
This is my budget.
Like me, I cannot go above 10,000. Whether somebody is dying, this is the amount I set aside to help. And if you don't utilize that money, at a split, peleka kwa children's home, you'll get so much joy. Because we una feel guilt tripped, fikiria ule mtoto mwenye amefurahi juu umemletea tu like sausage moja. Afadhali upeleke huko
pesa. Exactly. Sasa skibari.
Kama unawashwa sana na you want to give so much, take it where it's going to be appreciated. These children just God himself. These children are even going to plead God like, please take care of Lydia. Nobody has the capability of cursing you. Nobody. First of all, you should understand it's a choice. I made a choice to get pregnant. I enjoyed when I was having sex, right?
Yeah.
And this is what I keep telling people.
Yeah.
By the time you decide to get a child, ulikuwa hapo enjoy. Me, I was not there with you. Me, I've abstained. Me, I'm not doing it. Me, I'm denying my flesh. God. So it is your responsibility. Because if I wanted to remember get pregnant, kitambo.
No, honey. I'm like,
when you are doing gymnastics, I was not there.
And don't you feel guilty?
I used to, but not anymore. I really worked on myself. I prayed and I used to tell God, I want you to give me a vision of what you have for me. And let me tell you, it's not like, and this is the thing, it not doesn't, and when you come online na wanze kuomba watu pesa, una shida. Kuna watu wako na shida. Every time you feel like this person is trying to manipulate you, please, vaa hoodie, vaa kofia, vaa sweatpants, tembea kibera.
But how would you how would you differentiate between a spirit guarded sacrifice and a manipulated
it makes you uncomfortable. Everything from God
doesn't come with confusion.
Yeah, it comes with peace. It comes with you can get a problem in the middle of the storm, but you get a lot of peace.
Kuna ule mtu atakwambia ni buy food.
Utasikia hata wewe mwenyewe utamwangalia utanunua food bila yeye kukuuliza. Discernment is very powerful. People will not. Me have been used for so many years by friends, even relationships. So hata ujafanya nimechukua hata loan ya 2 million. Sasa wewe umepeana pesa kidogo. Sasa mimi sina any emotional attachment because I want to uplift my person because this is my fiancé. Yeah.
Hey,
so I cannot be moved. Even if you are telling me uko na drip, we kufa tu tutakuzika. It's okay. Let me help with the person who's alive kwa children's home.
I blocked 2 people in February and I'm like, each time I think about it, najiambia God, you know me. Unanijua tu. Because unajua zingine na feeling like even these people who are so entitled to your help, wanakutexting hata maybe uko mochari kwa fridge.
They don't care.
You died. Bamudu, nitumie. Akiwoye. Basi nipe 50.
Imagine maybe people don't ask me for money anymore.
Maybe hata niko kwa fridge and these people don't care, and I think hata wakisikia ulikufa
they don't care, my dear.
Yeah, I guess that is where those people who feel guilty should not derive their energy or their source of setting that boundary, because I feel like at the end of the day,
but imagine neutralize the situation by kupeleka hiyo pesa kwa children's home. Because
why do you see so on children's home?
Because it's written in the Bible. That is where you get favor from God. When you help the orphans and the widows. People don't understand this concept. So you're always going to neutralize and say, wewe sema tu mimi sikusaidii na nini hizi vitu zote. But heri wewe uko na miguu mbili, uko na namna, umesoma, you're an adult. Huyu ni mtoto mwenye amekuwa abandoned, ametupwa hapo akiwa 1 day old. Let me help this one.
Ameachwa at the mercy of strangers.
People do not understand the concept of helping those without putting it on social media, like secretly between you and God. People don't understand. Watu haelewi.
Angie, thank you so much.
You're
and
welcome.
Maybe a closing clause on those people who are close. The family is very close. Like, like you feel like the family is so close. You're so close to your sister, your mom. You're just the two of you. You and your mom are now the stepsister.
Yeah, stepsister and brother.
And probably because it's your mom, you feel more closer to her than these ones.
Definitely.
It's natural. Yeah. How would you feel like maybe sasa huyu ndo mtu nimebaki na yeye, huyu ndio mama yangu tu ama sister yangu, brother yangu ama shoshe yangu? Does this mean that if I set this boundary, then I no longer have a family?
Me, I'm going to be very honest with you. Since I got born again, I do not fear death. And people fear death. So when you don't have the fear of death, you will not be manipulated by losing anybody. It's a part of life. I'm always like, God, if you leave me, I will die. But if Lydia leaves me, I'll cry, but I'm not even going to dwell in the pain. Death is what scares people. What if they die and I've not done this? They die. You couldn't do it, they die. You make a family of your own, and your family can also, this is the thing, I think people put too much trust on human beings instead of putting trust in God. And I think and so many people think I'm arrogant, but it's just the revelation that God has given me. Listen, everyone is my child. Why are they seeking help from another human being? Si wakuje kwangu mimi ndio Mungu. Me, I don't have anyone to ask. Imagine I don't borrow people money. I don't, and niko na mashida.
And I feel bad when people like, saa zingine pia uko na mashida, but if you look at the people close to you and the people even you come through for.
No, but look at how you've been brought up. I've also been brought up in Gedorai. Nimefika form 4. But I still have a well-paying job. It's not because of anything, but because of God. So what is stopping you from also getting that? And I always tell people, mi sijaenda university. Mi sijafanya hizi vitu zote. You even have an upper hand. At least nyi menda uni.
Nani hao?
Like wale watu kuja kuomba pesa.
Because me, I'm like you, form 4. That's it.
So if me, I didn't have, I started from minus 100. So why are you saying that, this and this and this? I was brought up also by a single man.
Watu. No, because hata kama ako Githurai, maybe ako bado na mama yake, baba yake, sister zake. So ako feel like, bado tuko wengi tuna go through this.
So hata mimi saizi nitaomba nani pesa? I can't ask my mom. I can't.
Niwende kwa kabank kako uanze
kuambia. Na ikiisha imeisha tutamio. Saa zingine you have to get to a point where God is the only source. Then you will stop. And also you as a giver, you also have to understand you don't interfere with God's plan. Kwa sababu saizi, if you had people to give you, would you be where you are now?
No.
You don't owe your credit to anyone apart from God. Mungu ndo ameprovide. Unaunderstand, hakuna mtu atakuja atasema anaringa na mimi ndio nimemfikisha hapo. You see the beauty about it. People should actually give thanks when they don't have anyone to help them out.
Yeah.
They should give thanks because it pushes them to even trust God more na wanaomoka. People don't understand it's in your favor. It's in your favor nikikosa kukupatia pesa.
And God glorifies himself through them.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And also the people who give, they should stop manipulating. People don't want to have that conversation.
Actually that the way you feel entitled ati sasa nilifanyia huyu na huyu hivi na hivi.
So, even now you're the breadwinner, like now I'm taking care of my mom, so I disrespect her. No.
Yeah. And you feel
she
entitled.
Stays in my house and everything is mine, but I still cannot bring people to my house.
Because of the respect for her.
Yes. Even those days I used to drink, I would tiptoe in the house as if I'm a teenager, and it's my house.
And you're an adult.
Yeah. I can't bring anybody there. I still respect her. I still, like, I don't even want to smell of alcohol. I don't want her duet in metoka kunywa. It's still, you still have to respect people.
Sinikufanyia. And I feel like boundaries are not easy to set up. It's a heartbreaking process that you have to go through until that moment unasema, you know what? This one I can't, this one is a no, and I'm sorry to whoever I'm gonna disappoint, but itabidi cause nimeanza kulearn boundaries last year, and I've set quite a few, especially in my friendship group.
Yeah.
And it's either they take it positively and respect you, or
you cut them off.
Oh, they just go, unajifanya.
But me, I cut people off.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, before you come to that point of accepting that, once I set up this boundary, either they accept or I can lose them. And I guess that is where the boundary of saying no, and even saying no to black tax comes from. Si mama yangu atainiongelesha, ama sister yangu, ama sasa life yake ikikuwa vibaya kabisa, juu nilikataa kumsaidia.
Wewe saizi unaweza taka kuwekwa na mtoto wako?
No. I want them to be free and have their own life. Nionange waki-travel. Nionange
Exactly.
Hey, it just gives you joy. Like,
yeah.
That is a
selfish parent.
I raised a free person. Ako free, like.
Naendo atakuwa the future CEO, the future president. But atakuwa focus gani ya kukuwa future president kama ako busy, anakubaya maziwa. Wacha atoke huku nje outside the world, aone what people are doing, akuwe na confidence. You understand? I always thank my mom because I think she really invested well in my education hata kama angeza kunipeleka uni because it gave me exposure. Nilianza after that nikatamani hiyo kutoka nikajitafutia pesa nikatoka. So she didn't put like, oh, do this for me, no.
Where do you rudi to kasma, you know what?
Let me reward you. Yeah. We also had an estranged relationship, but because ni wao mama traditional like walikuwa meka hiyo, you have to buy my house, you have to do this, but when aliona I'm not budging, akaanza kujisort.
And I guess that is where most of us go wrong, budging.
Yeah, like, I don't budge.
Ni sawa tu basi.
Yeah.
You end up unajikuwa jaribu ku set up something, but then wewe umejibu.
And let me tell you, they get upset but they forget about it.
And they like even now, respect you.
Yeah, like now my mama anaringa na hizi vitu zote.
Uwezi tumpigia simu sijui. They now know you and your boundaries, and they know you are not the type of a person unaweza tu rukiwa na issues. You have to be explained to, because unakutanga watu wenye wanarukiwa na issues. Akwamsha saa 8 za usiku, even the disrespect.
No, if my phone is always on do not disturb.
No, hata kama like even thinking that you can wake me up at 8 a.m. at sijui ngombe ya jirani imefanya nini. It's so disrespectful, but ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. As adults, na kwanza ile maisha yenye tunaenda kuishi where you have to really set a lot of boundaries, even to the closest people, the people that you most love. You have to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice something for the betterment of your future. Because at the end of the day, if things go wrong, wewe ndio umeshikilia familia yako, wazazi wako, siblings zako, whoever, if things go wrong for you, do you think you can depend on these people? Imagine you can't.
And also focus on yourself.
You cannot pour from
but
empty.
Make sure you give back. Give back when the time is right. Give back. You cannot pour from an empty cup.
But give back to the deserving.
Yes.
Si mtu akona mikono miguu anaweza fanya kazi.
But even give back without. Don't be an emotional giver. It's like those people at the same day Sunday pastor akiwasema about Malachi sijui nini say wewe ndio unatoa more money. Don't be those people. Plan your money.
Kuna mbiongo kenye mkono ya right na peana usiache ya left.
You will give back when it's time to give back. Utawapea tusiseme mimi na sort madhi. I never used to sort her out kitambo.
Yeah.
Now the time is right na msort.
Thank you so much, Angie. Do you have a parting shot for us?
People should just trust in God. Go to God. You know, your journey is your journey, but I'm telling you, the sooner the better, because shetani na kuestia time na hizi upuzi zote, you live in fear, people are going to curse me na hizi mambo zote. I mean, like, there's just so much freedom, and then you cannot conform to this world. You're not of this world. And watu wajiheshimu, because the way you treat yourself will show other people how to treat you.
Wow. Hata sijui if I have anything else to add to that, guys. The way you treat yourself
is the way people
will
teach
you.
Other
people how to treat you.
Exactly.
And the more you allow people to walk over you,
yep,
the more of them will walk all over you. And the day you will require them to step up for you and show up, they won't. And you'll be there like, sinilukufanya. But then, uliwafanyia with what warrant? Were you... Did you really need
to have a gun?
Were there other options? Ama uli interfere na mambo ya Mungu. Guy, do you know that thing is like, did you interfere with God's
plan? You're interfering with God's plan.
Labda alikuwa anapanishiwa ama anateach. They were in a season of being taught
to surrender.
Guy, Angie, you don't know what you have done to me. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. This is such a wholesome, I think, conversation, black tax, it's been there, it is there, it won't stop being there, because some of us really fear to say no, some of us fear to set up boundaries, some of us we fear like, na nikimwambia no.
Tell them to DM me, I will even write for them the sample script of the what to send, and akwana tomato every month. I'm happy, I do that all the time for my people.
Kai.
Say
baka
this
mtu
and
ache kukuuliza. Yeah, you go to Angie the Fixer Movement. Akuonyeshe how to text that person who always say 2K, 1,500, 250 a supper. And also just know you can't pour from an empty cup. You know, Angie, one thing I said this year is that I haven't escaped pregnancy for 31 years to live a mediocre life. And I work so hard. And I genuinely work for my money. Kale kamia niko nako. Wallahi, nimekafanyia job.
I don't see.
South Africa. Yeah. tu akinitaenda. I don't steal. Silali na mabwana za wenyewe. So I feel like I deserve to live the life I'm living and even more. And I feel like I don't owe anyone an explanation as to why travel South Africa na aliniomba 200 nikamwambia sina. Because at the end of the day, the life you're leading is the life that you have sat and decided. We have listened. So those who know my story know it. And now Angie here again, amesema ni form 4 liver. So we are like, if we allowed our circumstances ama where we grew up to define who we will be in future, then we will be so useless, very useless human beings.
Mimi ningekuwa huko nimeolewa na tout. Kama ningeconform kwa hiyo kitu. Na
watoto 4.
Nikiomba sistangu pesa na ako 27.
Na ukienda kuomba basari.
Hapana.
It is so wrong. Push to be a good human being. Not even to anyone, to yourself. And I feel like akisiju tutaambiaje wanawake, can we just love on ourselves?
Yeah.
And because men love on themselves, and even those people who are coming with these mashida zao zote, they are coming to you because they love themselves enough not to want to work hard, because they know wewe uko nayo and you can give them for free. But if they know wewe si mtu wa kufanywa hivi, they will go and work. So mtu si kiwete, mtu ako presented na the same opportunities as you. We all get 24 hours a day. We all get 365 ama 366 days a year. So ndio hiyo Angie amesema discernment. When it is not manipulated, when it is spiritual led, you will feel it, because you will not have to doubt it.
You don't.
Ama we andanganya. There is no confusion. I feel like anything, if you want to kujua kitu ni from God, it doesn't come with confusion. You don't have to question and ask, and it just comes freely and peacefully. Thank you so much, Angie.
Thank you for having me. It was a good conversation, and God bless you too.
Because
na uokoke wewe.
Why? My bullet. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. This is Get Naked with Lydia. I'm your host, Lydia Wanjiru. Please follow us on our socials. Kuna Instagram for Get Naked with Lydia. LydiaWanjiru.ke on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. The Fixer Movement on TikTok and Instagram. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel so that we are able to be motivated to bring these stories. Turn on the notification bell, leave a comment, a feedback, an opinion, a suggestion. Na muniambie mnataka tulete nani hapa ashare na sisi wisdom, cause what? We are on to a free lifestyle, cause mambo ni mengi dunia. If you listen to people, you won't live. Until next time, bye.